I'm Chris. It's the 4th of July, 2012, and this is a tour of my Bay State kitchen garden. Starting through the gate. Hi, Sal. As always, he's waiting. It rained last night. The weather's been great this spring. Rain when you need it, sun when you need it, and the garden has been bountiful. There's been a few successes, a few failures, but overall, things have been great. Starting out with Sal's garden. Lots of daylilies. Seascape, which is a brand new variety of strawberry I'm trying this year. I picked off all the early flowers, but now I'm letting a few form. We'll see how it does. Self-sown nasturtiums, tomato, and the rhubarb patch. I've interplanted lots of potatoes in the garden. There's some right there. Self-sown cleomes. The very first bed I ever built. Here it is, still in service. And a very chewed up zucchini plant. Cucumber beetles have really done a number on this, but they really haven't done much damage to the rest of them, so I'm not too worried. Onions, nasturtiums, pepper in a planter. And let's step back for this. Heritage raspberries. Really worked on putting more verticality into the garden this year to grow more things up on trellises. Here are some pole beans on my trellis. That's the one I had made for me last year, welded steel. There's some garlic just about to be harvested. It's getting a little yellowing at the top, which shows it's time. Big patch of fingerling potatoes, rose fin. Another trellis, Gold Marie pole beans. Lots of tomatoes that I grew from seed this year. Celebrity, Mortgage Lifter, Aroma tomato, and Sun Gold. Yet another trellis made from harvested wood on the property here when I was trimming things back. Morning Glories. The new bed featuring asparagus. I won't be eating it for a couple years, but it's growing really well. Have some Jersey Night and some Purple Passion. More reuse of local wood. This is a juniper that died this year. I cut it down, and now I'm using it to grow several things. As you can see, tomato, and below it, we've got some vines that are going to be working their way up it. Here, yet another vertical accent. A very strong structure because I know that they weigh a lot for the lima beans. There's the Purple Passion asparagus. Now we're going to head back and go into the main fenced garden. We do have woodchucks and rabbits, and we need some fencing. Here I have some romaine lettuce going to seed. Intentionally, I like the way it looks, and sometimes it just drops some seed and we get new lettuce right there. Very first sunflower of the year. Self-sown. Strawberries. Little marvel peas about ready to be pulled up. Basil. Bright light Swiss chard. And flowers planted among them, which creates food for my beneficial insects. There's the planting of mammoth melting snow peas that I've been writing about. They are so delicious. Behind the snow peas, lettuce, carrots, more sunflowers. In the back beds here, inside the fence, the first year I've grown this, fennel. Here we have bush beans, dragon tongue, and they are starting to make some beans. Tomatoes in with there. Grew amaranth from seed this year. A moonflower. Got some winter squash started. These are delicata. I'm growing more perennial crops, the asparagus and also Jerusalem artichokes, here with bachelor's buttons below. Those bachelor buttons will once again be a good flower for the beneficial insects. Easy to grow from seed too. Exiting the fenced garden, we're going to head over to the newest bed, and this one is all about tomatoes, squash, and peppers. I really only grow hot peppers, not super hot, jalapenos and Hungarian wax. Hungarian wax are really productive even in cooler weather. Patty pan squash. Look at that flower. Zucchini rampantica, however you pronounce it. Look at that awesome fruit. I gotta pick it young because apparently it's only tasty when young. Once again, vertical accent, climbing up a pole that I use for bird feeders in the winter. More potatoes mixed in with the perennials and shrubs. These are about ready to be dug. They were planted way back on April 4th. Winter squash. A later planting of purple potatoes and fingerlings. Some onions. And this is the third year I've had grapes. This is Reliance and Eating Grapes, seedless. See how it does this year. Done a lot more planting in with the perennials to confuse the woodchucks and rabbits. In some places it hasn't worked. Right along the fence line where they can sneak through and the dog can't find them, I've lost a few plants. But here's one spot where it's worked great. There's the rain barrel, Becky Sharp daylilies, a planter with a nasturtium and tomatoes. And then here, right in this bed with this Buglia, which I grew from seed, tomato, pepper, squash, and onions. There's a few more planters spread around the garden. That's a pretty good tour. Happy July 4th from my Bay State kitchen garden.